Welcome back to Deliver More. You wanted more of the madness that is the big dance, if you will, and our dance card is filled with some monumental matchups as we march towards the final. Look, we're picking up live March Madness here on the Deliver More show, brought to you by Intech. This epic battle began with 8 elite coatings in the trenches, and 64, and now we're down to 8 coatings in the trenches, and now we're about to witness the battle of the Elite Eight. Folks, it's almost go time, so let me introduce the field of distinguished coating commandos that are ready to kick it off. First up, the man who looks like Horace Grant, the man who looks like Kurt Rambis. Let me introduce a gentleman who the other contestants in 2021 wanted to avoid in every matchup. If you hang in the lane, he's bringing the purple pain, the power forward out of the University of Delaware, Mike Patterson.
What is up, Nick? Guys, hello. I got my glasses on today. I'm expecting a physical matchup in the paint.
He's ready to do battle. I hope you guys are ready if you are unfortunate enough to draw Mike Patterson. Second, I want to introduce a guy, if we're talking about true competitors, with inside knowledge of the game. This man is hungry like the wolf. Shooting guard out of Caesar Rodney. Chris Lord, how you doing today, my man?
Riders for life, buddy.
Woo. How you feeling after last year's
good, man?
Tournament?
I'm ready to go. Ready to go. I want to welcome the next guy to the big dance. We wanted to take the competitive field up a notch, I suppose you would say, and we brought in a true ringer. He can hurt you from the outside. He can hurt you inside. He can play the paint forward out of Newark. Dolomite, Chris Dole. Dole, welcome.
Hello. We have been known to have the best guard play in the country, and we are ready to bring that to this tournament. Get ready, please.
Nice. Look, we need you here. You know, the last year we had a final that was a little contested. Some people thought there was controversy around it. In fact, one of those participants, won't see him no more. So this is going to get very, very competitive, Dole. I hope you're ready for it, because the next man, I want to say, one of the most impressive rookie campaigns since AI came out of Georgetown. He's a man that Sonny Hill looks up to as both a mentor and a father figure. I'm talking about Pistol Pat. Patrick is here, and he's hungry for the title. Patrick, how you doing?
Dude, I'm doing well, man. Me and Sonny Hill actually are close personal friends. But man, I got a team full of shooters. I brought the JJ Redick jersey out just to emulate that, and shooters shoot, and that's what I plan on doing.
All right,
gun show too. Gun show.
It is the gun show. Little added bonus for the Deliver More audience today.
The plug for the Intech gym.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, gentlemen, rounding out the field, we have a returning champion. We have one tournament win for this gentleman, and now, all of a sudden, if you watched him come in today, and you saw the swagger, the confident, slow swagger. He's now a jet flying, limousine riding, high-fiving, styling like Gucci. It's Steve Bucci. Steve, champ, welcome back.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Like
We're bringing a different game plan today, folks. We're
What do you got?
We're going to run some full court press, crashing the boards. We're going to be all over the place. Some new.
You're gonna be all over the place. That's right.
Oh man, look, the dance card is full. We've got some amazing matchups for you. Seems like everybody's confident. And look, here's the deal. Our contestants are going to have 15 seconds to make their case for which coating should move on. Now, they don't know which coating they're going to get. So it's top of the head, 15 seconds. The pressure is on. Everybody ready to go?
Let's do this.
All right, alligators. It's the big dance, win or lose. It's what you do with them dancing shoes. First on the dance floor, we've got Wolf, Hungry Like the Wolf, and Steve Bucci are going to be our first two competitors going.
Oh, man.
And Wolf, bringing the experience to the table, is starting out with the 1 seed, 959G203, and he's squaring off against Steve Bucci, 856G410. Now, Steve Bucci, you're on the clock first. Let's see it.
856G410, a clear FEP. It's got excellent mold release, specifically for polyurethane. It was developed for that. It's a great fit in that atmosphere amongst others. It's good up to 400 degrees, and it also has high build capabilities.
Stop. Got it right in there, Steve. Very impressive. All right, everybody got Steve's answer. Now, to kick off the one,
a little stiffer than I thought I'd get from the defending champ.
Look, the first timer.
I feel like he's reading off the fact sheet. I mean,
Yeah.
Dude, it's his first tournament and he's talking trash already. I love it. I love it. All right. Wolf 959 G203. You're on the clock.
All right. FDA compliant FEP with polyamide. It really, it's a tough coating, and that's the way we like to play. And what I like about that coating, mid-season came out of the transfer portal and took the place of 954 when it went down for the count.
And time's up.
that's pretty good.
Transfer
portal in there.
Transfer portal.
We had a 1A transfer portal. My God. That's going on the highlight reel, Frank. All right, my panel. I'm going to start. The man that brings the purple pain, Mike Patterson. What'd you think of that matchup?
Yeah, this is one that I didn't know what. There's a 1 versus an 8, and I was immediately thinking the one was going to blow it out, and in fact, they did. I mean, Steve was tight from the get-go. He really didn't seem to ever get in any sort of flow. There was no ingenuity in the game plan. It was very, very sterile and frankly boring to watch. So, and to counter that, Wolfie just really nailed it, and he was clearly prepared. His team came out firing, and it just closed out and created a blowout matchup in my mind. Wow. So I'm going number 1, 959-203 is my vote.
Number 1. Thank you, Mike. It's tough. It's tough when you got to defend the title. You ask Buster Douglas, he'll tell you. Patrick, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think Wolf emulated and adapted to modern day basketball, taking advantage of the transfer portal. That's huge. I think Steve kind of played by the book, old school level, and new school beat old school in this one. So I got to go with Wolf as well.
New school versus old school. We got 2 votes. We got to hear from you, though, Dole.
Well, I didn't mean to come in mid judgment, but Bucci got blown out. Very stiff, as I mentioned, but also he missed the biggest point. You've got a pure FEP versus a 1 coat. So you got more fluoropolymer. So you didn't take it down low and really use that fluoropolymer to put the heat on, Chris Lord and that team.
Chopped his legs out with that one.
Yeah. Poor scouting. Really didn't take it to him like you could have with the FEP power. So I definitely go with the 1 seed as well.
Wow. To quote Sam Jackson, check out the big brain on Dole. Wow. 3-0 blowout here in our first matchup. So 959G203 moves on. It's time for our second matchup of the day. It's going to be 6 versus 3. 6 seed goes to none other than Mike Patterson. 6 seed is 459G804 versus the 3 seed 958G313. That's going to Pistol Patrick. Patrick, you're going to be on the clock first, my man.
Okay.
Go.
It's a matte black PTFE polyamide coating. Good 1 coat, flexible cure schedule. Could be cured as low as 350 degrees Fahrenheit. It's also very hot right now in the firearm industry on magazines.
Look at Patrick going in under the clock, just under the clock, 13 seconds. Patrick, very impressive. Let's see if that holds up against the Purple Pain. Mike, bring it.
459G804 is relative newcomer to the Teflon bench. It's coming off the bench, getting some decent minutes as a replacement to the traditional acid primer. Big difference here is it's easy to transport and it's food grade.
All right. Look,
that's all I needed.
That was a little battle of the flexing between Mike going in just at like a 10-second mark versus 13. Woo!
I'm leaving some meat on the bones for future rounds. I mean,
that is a veteran move. Let's go to you first, Chris Dole. What'd you think of the matchup, 6 versus 3?
I mean, it just came down to the end with Mike's confidence. I mean, it was very clear that he knew he had the experience to kind of wear Patrick down at the end with the food grade confidence throwdown. And I got to give it an edge to MP.
Wow, an edge to the 6 seed with MP putting up those veteran baskets like Robert Ory. What do we think from you, Chris Lord?
I think those are 2 really good arguments. I feel that one of the attributes for 958 G313 was left off the table, which I think would have made a deciding factor in this game. So I'm actually going to have to move on with 459. Solid argument. Very, very well coached, controlled. Didn't fall apart when the pressure was on.
Looking like our first upset, Steve Bucci. Your take on that matchup?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the 958 G313 delivery. I'm liking what I heard about that. I'm liking what I heard about it. Mike had some great points he made, but I still feel that 958 was a little stronger.
All right,
going down to the wire there. Yeah,
close one
for sure.
One. But we're moving on. 6 seed moves on, my friends, as we keep going in our matchup. All right, look, we talked about pressure before. We talked about rookie nervousness. This man doesn't have any. I don't think so. Not that I can detect. Chris Dole is going to be talking about the number 4 seed, 420G109 versus the 5 seed. 532G13054 goes to Wolf. Chris Dole, you're on
Battle of the Chris's.
These are 2 innovative codings. So the 420G109 was a game changer. It was like when the 7-footers started shooting 3-pointers. 420G109 took the Teflon S series and made it. What?
15 seconds, man. You walked into it. You got to come out of the gate.
There's where the rookiness shows.
All right. We saw the defense of the 4 seed picking the odd Manute Bowl 3-point grab. But we're moving on to the 5th seed. Wolf, you're on the clock starting now.
Ruby Red Powder. Most athletic coating of them all. It's got the highest vert at 20 mils and the best defense with that film thickness. Defends like nobody's business. You can't get shots off. It defends the goal. It does everything.
Stop. Ending with the Detroit Pistons defense. Patrick, that was a matchup that was really, really tight. 4 versus 5. Going to you first, buddy.
I know that this is a 4-5 matchup, but I'm kind of stunned with what the 5 seed came out with. I mean, the references, the defense at the end. Yeah, you talk about the bad boy Pistons. Wolf's a bad man, clearly, in this matchup here. So I'm going to go Ruby Red Powder.
Ooh, Mike Patterson, we need you to weigh in.
Well, this is one where I thought this was going to be a much closer matchup. Dole had a strong strategy and a game plan. He just didn't time it out well. And his slowdown game just didn't. He killed himself. He shot himself in the foot with his slowdown. He didn't get nearly as many shots off. Wolfie did a nice job. He had a lot of flash, but there wasn't a lot of substance in his game. It was a lot of just, analogy, not much information about the coding. The vert at 20 mils was probably the highlight reel of the presentation. So I definitely enjoyed that. And I'm going to have to go with the Powder Ruby Red moving forward.
Excellent analysis, Mike, weighing in. May have been an issue with execution, Steve Bucci. What'd you think?
Yeah, no, I liked where Dole was going with this, the 7-foot analogy, and then all of a sudden, that shot clock wore down on him. It just brutal. Couldn't even get a shot off, I don't think. And then Wolf came in hot at that Ruby Red Powder. That's got to take it on this.
It's a defense, man.
Hey, first time coaching in this. It's a tough environment. He got overwhelmed with the crowd noise. He got a little carried away with himself, and it happens.
Got to act like you've been there before.
A lot of build up, no delivery. No delivery.
All right, so the 5 seed moving on to the next round. Oh, now this is going to be a fun one because to our audience, we have a 7 seed going up against a 2 seed. The 2 seed is 532G9410. It's going to be defended by Mike Patterson. Ooh. And the 7 seed is 857G018. Patrick gets that one. Mike, you're going to be on the clock first, starting now. Defend that too.
9410 is probably consensus rookie of the year in the Teflon product line. It's a unique skill set that makes it a one-of-a-kind contributor. The high molecular weight combined with the high melt flow to give you ultra smooth, very tough coating in food and non-food applications.
Got it in. Got his content in. Can't say that he didn't. Patrick, you're on the clock. Defend that 7.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a great blue coating used primarily in the oil or exclusively for the oil and gas industry, fastener world. 1,000 salt spray hours by itself can get up to 3,000 with a phosphate pre-treatment on it. So it's really gets the job done in that.
Time.
Nice job.
Time. 2 versus 7. And now we've got to go to the panel to see what we're doing. We're going to go to the master of defense proven in last round. Wolf, what'd you think?
Actually, a really competitive game. I wasn't expecting it to have a 2-7, but Patrick's team was ready to play for sure. However, I feel like you really had a costly turnover at the end, exclusively for oil and gas. I mean, we can do petrochemical and other stuff. So I think that was a costly turnover. So the 2 seed moves on.
Charge.
A little bit of a
could have gone either way.
Yeah, I had flashbacks with the blue compared to last year.
I know. I mean, last year was red.
Oh no,
we've got to insert that in the highlight reel. Dole, give me your take on that matchup.
Yeah, I was the head coach of the AAU program for the 857G. I really helped develop that thing, and to hand it off to Patrick at the NC2A tournament point. But yeah, it just failed on the delivery. Mike's team was much more aggressive, clean, very great at executing the game plan. So yeah, I got to give the lean to Mike's coding for sure.
2 seeds tough to knock off for sure. What did you think, Booch?
Yeah, that's felt like it was a tie score there at halftime, but that final quarter, Mike took off and just had a couple, fast breaks, couple slam dunks. That did it in.
PFA's a heavyweight. I mean, it's a tough one to beat.
Yeah.
You really can't ignore, the veteran presence and that kind of confidence in these matchups. Well, despite all the flash, guys, we're through a round. What are we thinking now? We're down
Final 4
to the Final 4. Ooh. Final 4, gentlemen. I've been impressed. The way everybody came out of the gate ready to go. We're down to the Final 4. And this next matchup is one that I gotta say, everyone here is excited about. Everyone is excited about this matchup because we have 459-804, and that's going to be argued by the returning champ, Steve Bucci, going up against the 1 seed, 959G203, the rookie, Chris Dole. Dole, you
Tough
are on
matchup.
the clock. Go.
959G is an amazing Teflon S1 coat. It's our workhorse product line, as mentioned earlier in the transfer portal. This is the coating where you get the most performance with the least amount of application thickness. Amazing coating.
Time. Got it in there, Dole. Impressive. Defending that 1 seed. We'll see how he did. But first, the champ. You're on the clock.
All right, 459G804 has great versatility as a primer offered for PTFE, PFA, and FEP. One of its key benefits, it has rust inhibitors in it, which allows it to delay corrosion, specifically on steel. So that's a huge benefit.
Time. Calling the clock, 1 versus 6. You've seen it all. You've been in this situation before, Mike Patterson. What'd you think of the matchup?
Yeah, this is wow. This is really. I was leaning towards 804. There is a little bit of misinformation there at the end. Basically, any water-based primer has rust inhibitor in there, and it's in there for carbon steel, not just any steel. So that's really where you have it in there. So it's you got most of it right, but it's one of those things that was, to me, as a late turnover that tipped the favor over to Chris. Both teams were prepared. I mean, this was a solid matchup. It was a coin toss, and it just came down to the final few series of plays, and Bucci had just a little stutter step there and dragged his plant foot, and that's the way it goes.
Travel.
I think my toe was on the baseline. Was out of bounds.
Interesting analysis. Mike's saying there's misinformation. Bucci texted me saying it was just alternative facts. Now look,
Jeez.
1 vote for the 1 seed. Patrick, let's hear from you, brother.
Yeah, well, it was an interesting perspective from my side there with the misinformation at the end. That kind of reminded me of the Chris Webber timeout. He didn't have any left, threw it out there. It's with that being said, I'm gonna make this thing interesting. I do like what Bucci said. I do think that the multi-purpose of the primer is quite the attribute. I'm gonna go with Bucci here and let Wolf decide this one out.
Yeah.
Oh
nice.
man, look,
Nice
look,
I like it.
Nicely
now
done.
look. That's a chess move right there. It's a power move. He's putting the
I
pressure
like it. I like it.
on the old pro. Wolf, what do you got?
I like that he defended it in the first round. I'm just saying. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, this was tougher.
Feeling the
I
pressure?
actually, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit. Because I actually think I'm going with the upset.
Ooch.
I think the late game stumble ended up not costing Steve. One of the things I love about that primer option, total team player. I mean, crosses, 75% of the Teflon families where you can use it. So I really like that attribute, man. And I think it puts it on top.
Wow.
There it is.
This,
Upset.
this is why people tune in to the March Madness here on Deliver More. Upsets like that one. So a 6 seed ousting a 1 seed in the Final Four. This is shaping up to be something special. And look, if you wanted to see people go toe to toe, I'm talking Joe Frazier, Al Lee, this one right here. We've got a 5 seed, 532G, 13054, Mike Patterson going up against the 2 seed, 532G, 9410.
PFA
The
battle.
Wolfman. It's a battle of the PFAs, and Wolf is on the clock first with the 2 seed. Go.
Hey, well, finally, Camor's let that shiny Ferrari out of the garage. And now, I mean, that coating is super smooth, FDA compliant. I mean, it can be, it's used with other PFAs like the 13032 and the Ruby Red to really, really round out that team.
Wolf came out hard out of the gate. I like that flexed. Defending the 5 seed. Mike, you're on the clock. Go.
All right, 13054. It combines brawn and beauty in a single coating, 30 to 80 micron particles, encapsulated PFA. Coated mica gives unparalleled permeation resistance for chemical corrosion resistance.
Stops before the 14-second mark. He came out serious like a heart attack in that round in the final. Dole, tell me what you think of this matchup, my man.
Listen, 13054 can combat nitric acid. Do you know how strong nitric acid is? So it's really tough in a PFA matchup. Mike did a great job of really explaining how important that permeation resistance is. So to me, I feel like this was over before it even started. Wolfie came out quick, got the early lead, but at the end of the day, that Ruby Red 13054 is just too much to handle in the PFA realm.
Well said, my man. Well said, Dole. So we got 1 for the upset for the 5 seed. Patrick, go over to you.
Yeah, I mean, Wolfie came in, he had the 5-star All-American with the 9410. If it does move on, there's a few more attributes left, I guess, to talk about. Mike, tremendous. I mean, I don't know if you saw my facial expressions during that thing, but he just kept hitting big shots.
I couldn't see the crowd. I was focused.
Encapsulated.
It was big shot after big shot after big shot. I couldn't believe it.
From downtown.
Would you say that having to defend the 5 seed in the Final Four is a rather daunting task?
Yeah, it's very daunting. The dauntingness of it can overwhelm you, and when you're that daunted, it can play tricks on you for sure.
So who are you going with, Patrick?
Yeah, I'm gonna once again, punt this off to a teammate. I'm gonna go with the 9410 here. See what
9410. I love the way Patrick's playing this game.
Yeah.
Love it. Dang. All right, Booch. All eyes are on the champ.
This is a tough one. I mean, I like the Ferrari coming out of the gate. That thing is slick for sure, but the Cadillac of the coatings, the Ruby Red, that's so tough. I mean, to Dole's point, nitric acid, sulfuric acid. I mean, that thing is just, nonstop defense with the permeation, but some of the attributes, stress crack resistance, melt flow that's already been mentioned. I mean, that 9410
for the final.
Gosh, darn, that's a tough one, man. That is a tough one.
Do I have to put you on a 15-second clock? Come on.
You might, man. I think at the end of the day, I'm going to have to go with the Cadillac, the Ruby Red 130/54. It's just so diverse. Still, FDA. It's just got so many, and that delivery.
Clearly had a rough regular season to even be a 5 seed, so they finally got it together.
Yeah, they pulled it together at the end of the year.
Yeah,
They had some injured players. They got everybody back just in time.
So we're going into the finals, gentlemen. Could you guys see 5 versus 6 winding this thing up?
This is really interesting.
This is incredibly interesting.
I mean, this is a 25-point spread right here.
It's true.
This is not what the networks were thinking for a Final Four.
Yeah.
No, it definitely wasn't. It definitely wasn't.
Jackson Hole State or whatever that team is.
Jackson.
Sister Christian
Against Murray State.
helping her team through.
Well, my friends, look, I've been impressed by everyone's defense of every one of these coatings. It's been impressive so far. And I'm thinking back to last year's matchup, and I'm thinking, how do we top that? Well, we're going to top it this way, because we've got a 5 and a 6, and in our final matchup, it's going to be the returning champ, Steve Bucci, defending 532 G1 13054
Booch.
versus
Dude.
459G 804, defended by the kid, the pistol, Patrick. Patrick, you are on the clock first.
We're rooting for you, kid. We're rooting for you.
Appreciate it, man. We good?
Go.
We start? Oh, all right. Yeah. Hey, as we talked about, it's the only FDA green primer aside from ETFE, which doesn't get used very often out there. It's good in a bind, and it's also price effective compared to the acid primer. So it could be good.
And I saw I saw a gesture from MP that I don't know about that. I'm gonna toss this one now. The returning champ. All eyes are on Steve Bucci. You're on the clock. Go.
459/804 could come at me with anything. My defense with the 130/54, that permeation resistance, you're not getting through. That barrier is solid. Nobody's getting through the Cadillac of coatings. It's not happening.
Repeats.
Oh, there's some tension here between the two contestants right off the bat. Bucci did get his time in just under 14 seconds there, Dole. Dole, was this the matchup that you expected to see in the finals?
It was a lot closer. They definitely, Patrick definitely covered the spread. I think Bucci just had way too conservative a game plan.
I went in conservative purposely.
Yeah, and as Patrick said, really just repeated what had already been heard. But at the end of the day, it was a 1-foot putt, and he put it in. And 13.054, I got to give the nod to.
One nod for the 5 seed, Dole. I appreciate it. It's a great take. Now I'm going to go over to Mike Patterson. Mike, I saw a gesture during Patrick's answer. Could you explain what it is? I saw one of these Mike Patterson.
I can tell you what it is. I can tell you what it is.
I saw the head go back. Wolf, Wolf, you're going to have your time. You're going to have your time.
I had the same response.
What was it? The ETFE green primer comment?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Mike, that was a definite misstep, but fortunately for Patrick, that didn't have anything to do with the coating that he was describing at hand. It was a little soft. It was a sloppy game overall, in my perspective. I mean, Patrick had some missteps, some turnovers. Really seemed unorganized at first. The good in the bind comment, like what is that? I mean, that was kind of odd. But you reinforce that it's FDA. You reinforce that's the only green primer that's food grade and that is economical. And those are 3 key elements there. Bucci should have been a blowout, but Bucci came in with a very arrogant approach and attitude from warmups. I mean, just the way they're sashaying around the court during shoot around, and carried that attitude throughout. And in my mind, I would fully expect it to be a blowout, but I'm going to give it to 459/804 and let this one go down to the tiebreaker.
Oh,
spite of the misstep.
man.
How about that?
Late in the game drama here on Deliver More. Everything's going down to the architect of such things, Chris Lord, the Wolf Man.
So I get my
hear
time. I
the
feel
final.
like, Nick, I'm on the episode of Chopped, and I'm just like picking apart the answers that I got. And then I got to throw something nice in there just so the guys don't go home crying. So 59,804, great argument, Patrick, by far. No minimums, definitely a lower cost option. Because acid primer obviously has spiraled a little bit, but we still have it, and it acid's great. But this is a great alternative for people for sure. Steve, Ruby Red. The one thing I don't think anybody ever said, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, FDA compliant. I mean, a lot of people don't know that.
Bucci said that. Bucci said that when he was deciding if it moved on to the final or not.
Okay, I don't.
I couldn't take the same shot twice. I wasn't trying to.
But permeation was already shot a couple times too. But nevertheless, I'm actually going with the upset. Nobody saw this coming. This is Villanova 1985 against Georgetown. Bang, 459 G804.
Woo!
Coding that is coming out of nowhere.
Whoa.
Gaining popularity at Intech. I can't believe it. As Dole said, it's a primer, and it made it through. It's amazing.
I can't believe it.
Yeah,
This
Unbelievable.
is a Rolly Massimino moment here on Deliver More. Look at this, Dole. You just look, speechless here.
This is breaking news. It's a primer. I mean, come on. It's a primer. And, at the end of the day,
It's a bench player. Let's be honest. It's a bench player at that. It's not even on the starting five. It's somehow it got hot.
Yeah, it's like you said.
Got hot at the right time.
Yeah, it's acid primer's little brother, and it came in and just started hitting threes, and you couldn't stop it.
Well, let's face it. It also got hot, but also it caught some people sleeping that were kind of taking. They were sleeping. They didn't put their full game in place. I mean, Bucci blew it in the finals. He's going to go down. And
Mike, was that Mike? Mike, it's hard to defend.
Mike, you've been around the block. Was it just the pressure too much in the finals for him to go 2-time?
I think it was. It was that. I think he thought he had the spread and all the the pregame interviews. Everybody was hyping him up. He thought the trophy was already in the trophy case, and his head got a little big for the gym, and it showed.
Yeah.
Before I go to the new champ, I want to ask Steve Bucci, where did it go wrong?
What happened out there?
I came in. Dole called it from the get go. I came in conservative. I figured I would just play a safe game. Didn't want to do any repeat shots or plays. Run the same.
But you did.
Same pick and roll that we've been running, and I diverted from the. I didn't want to divert from it.
You think there was any difference between the last year, this year, because you had a player who knows all the tricks like Chris Dole in your ear talking trash from the get go? I mean, that was a tough one here.
Yeah, it definitely it made it shook us up a little bit pregame for sure. He was out there jawing us, but
I think he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. I'm really interested in next year's. But look, hats off to you. And I got to say, my pick to take this one away won this thing. Patrick, congratulations.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, I mean, we were definitely underestimated all season long. Don't have any star players, no big time recruits coming in. Got a few transfers over from the European pool. And,
nice.
They stepped up when they needed to, hit big shots when they needed to, and couldn't be more proud of this unit.
Well, you gotta be. Look, how you going to celebrate?
Hey, 459 is a European product. That's a good pull, Patrick. Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, it's crazy what comes back.
That would have been the best move of the whole tournament.
Yeah,
it's crazy what comes after you off the clock there, but
didn't need it.
Yeah. I mean, Nick, how are we going to celebrate St. Patty's Day right around the corner? Maybe some green beverages,
couple car bombs
to celebrate. Yeah, something like that to celebrate.
Bombs,
so we're excited. We're extremely excited.
Yeah, well, look, you deserve it, my man. You deserve it. This was a hell of a battle from every one of the contestants. It was fiercely fought, and I need to thank Patrick, Steve, Wolf, Chris Dole, Mike Patterson, you guys. This was a great, great tournament. Thank you.
A lot of fun.
Awesome.
Great job, everybody.
Glad to be a part of it.
Awesome.
Good job.
Guys, look, that was Deliver More March Madness, our second annual. And look, we're going to do it again. And we want these guys back, and we want you to be back with us. So look, this has been great. We're going to see you next month on Deliver More. We have a special episode for you. Please be sure to check that one out. But on behalf of the amazing panel that we had today, I want to say thank you and sign off from Delaware. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Nick.